We have the story from this past week of the plastic surgeon who got arrested for murder. Did you guys hear about this?
I haven't heard about this one.
Oh my gosh, yep. So we got it. Film up there, Travis. Arrested for murder. All right.
Where?
Now all this stuff is allegedly. Oh, where did it happen? Tell me.
Florida.
Bang! She knew it.
Good Lord.
She knew it. Hey, where's our list? We have a list of
Maybe it's because they eat too much alligator, crocodile, they eat that.
Florida, stop eating all those crocodiles because it's really messing you guys up.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Man, this story blows my mind just because, and I have a lot I want to talk about this, so I hope you guys are ready to help me figure this out. Now, this is all allegedly. This guy was arrested for murder for allegedly killing somebody. His name is Dr. Tomas Kosowski. He's 44 and he graduated Dartmouth.
Murderer. I'm just kidding.
That's a good school, man. Dartmouth, man, great school up in New Hampshire. Love New Hampshire, by the way. Live free or die. Okay, so he is accused of murdering attorney Stephen Kazi, and it's terrible. I don't want to make fun. I don't want to laugh about that. Someone died here, and he was a lawyer, and this lawyer was representing the plastic surgery practice that this surgeon was suing. It's bizarre, right? So it was the Laufer Institute of Plastic Surgery in I think Clearwater, Florida, or somewhere around that location. And this plastic surgeon was suing them. And if I remember correctly from the articles, he was suing them because he said that their billing person didn't bill properly, and it caused this guy to get a lot of negative feedback online, and it ruined his career. And so he was suing them for some, monetary amount, because of his perceived wrongdoing through the company. And this guy that was murdered, allegedly by him, was the lawyer for the defense.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
I mean, I had to draw that out to kind of figure it out. So this is just crazy. So what they have, and why they think this guy did it is they have surveillance video of the law office where this guy works. And there's a video that shows this surgeon walking in at 8 in the morning, and he's carrying a giant box and a duffel bag or a backpack. And then 2 hours later on the same camera, he comes out in different clothes and he's pushing a cart, and there's something wrapped in a tarp in the cart. And this is in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, okay? And then there's another video later of him in his car, from a gas station or something, and his car is driving by, and it's a pickup. And you can see something in the pickup bed that's the same wrapped up tarp, okay? All right, well, that's really weird. Well, here's what happened on the inside. The guy showed up to work, the lawyer. He was writing an email to somebody, and one of his coworkers noticed that, he got up and never came back. And so the guy's like, well, that's weird. Where's, Mr. Kazi, the lawyer? And he goes into the bathroom and he sees pools of blood. And he's like, what in the world? So he calls 911. And so police come, and they can't find him. Can't find the lawyer.
There's just blood in the bathroom.
Just blood in the bathroom, all right? So the police do their police work, and somehow ID this guy, I assume from the video, and they go to his house. And I guess this is the next day or the day after.
Okay.
And in his car, they find blood, and they find fibers from the crime scene. And they also found a bag that contained a ballistic vest, so a bulletproof vest with blood on it, a mask, taser, brass knuckles, duct tape, and IV sedatives. So they found all this stuff in his bag. And they can't find a body. There's no body.
I know where it is.
Where do you think it is?
In the swamp.
You think so?
Alligator.
I was going to talk about that.
Crocodile's got it.
So they arrested this guy, and based on the evidence as reported by the news, it is a little worrisome that this plastic surgeon killed this guy.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what to say. I want to talk about this because I'm not sure what we can learn from this, but it just blows my mind that. This guy had to be mentally unstable, right? Obviously, if you're going to kill somebody.
Do people that with your you do have a type of power, really? In terms
a knowledge power, you think? Or
that what? And when you say you're a doctor, people immediately look to you as a leader in some ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like people should have like some type of mental
evaluation.
Yes. Like if you like
Sarah thinks all doctors need a mental evaluation, and I agree with her.
like
No,
I
I'm just
feel
kidding,
like
but- yeah,
I'm not like oh you're depressed so you can't be a doctor. Like no, you're a danger to society.
right. Because
You
remember
can't be
Dr. Death and
Yeah.
the guy that was spiking the IV bags with the paralytic.
Because y'all have to
Crazy
face
stuff.
a lot of moral
Yeah.
difficulties a lot of the times, and y'all are in charge of people's lives. So it's like
Here's the part I don't understand, right?
it's crazy that somebody would do that.
I get that this guy is suing this company because he thinks he got wrong.
Like for like a slander kind of thing.
or like
you
a
know?
mismanagement that causes him to have issues with his career. I mean, I get that, right? You're upset about that. But I mean,
But how would killing the lawyer make
how
his
does that-
career
right,
any
exactly.
better?
How does that make it any better? Like, it doesn't fix that problem. Like, he's just the lawyer. Like, if he dies,
Yeah.
they're going to replace him with another lawyer. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop this from happening. So, like, I don't know if maybe this was like malicious thing. Like, maybe the lawyer really made him angry, and he's like, okay, well,
Had
I'm
to
gonna,
be more personal than we think.
right. It has to be more personal than from business. But then that's just weird too. I mean,
Isn't that usually how murder is? It
I mean,
seems
but-
superficial at the beginning, like it's for this, but it's usually
here's the thing that
more
I
personal.
have that, and this might be the wrong way to think about things, but to me, this guy's a plastic surgeon, right? He could pack up his crap, leave Florida, go to a different state, and get a job being a plastic surgeon and live like an amazing life. Like, why would you do all this? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I mean, I get it, like, if you're desperate, like, say you have no other options and you have to win this lawsuit,
Yeah, did
or
this
you're
guy
going
have a family or anything?
the plastic surgeon?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. It didn't mention anything about a family.
Maybe his ego.
You think it was his ego?
Oh yeah, his family is his ego.
Maybe.
I mean, that's a great point, Charles. I mean, maybe it was an ego thing that, I mean, surgeons historically are very, egocentric
Are
and
they?
narcissistic. Oh, absolutely. I mean, without question. And so, no, it's not. I mean, it's not a joke. Like, I mean,
No, I
it's-
know.
I mean, and honestly, you have to a certain degree, have that type A personality.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a surgeon, because literally,
Well, historically, most careers that have that type of power aspect to it, police officers,
right?
anybody that wears a uniform, that type of that when they're given a lot of power, they have that type of
mindset. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like it kind of follows the job almost. Like you almost get corrupted by the job in a way. So
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
cases, not all of
You know,
course, because you can't put the jacket on everybody. But in some cases you
But
can.
yeah,
And I will
you're,
say-
you're a surgeon, but I'm sure
I will say this
know
about surgeons, like
where
when
it
you're
is.
when you're in an OR setting and when you're running a team, and my life is not this anymore, but when you're say a general surgeon or a trauma surgeon, your decisions are life or death, and
Yeah.
people look to you to make decisions, and when you
Yeah,
say
as
jump,
a leader,
they
yeah.
need to say how high, because whether or not they do their job could be the difference in life or death. I mean, it's sort of like a general in the military or something, right?
Yeah.
And so I wonder if for some surgeons, when they get out into the non-medical, parts of their life, that if people don't respond to that, they take it personally, because they're used to people just being, okay, I'll do whatever you want, and that's not reality.
Yeah.
Right.
And so maybe that affects them, and you're right, it could be a more kind of psychological thing.
Yeah, and obviously not all people that have jobs as leaders.
Right,
are
or
like that.
psychopaths. No,
Yeah.
I get it, but I'm just, we're just talking it through. It's how does this happen? Why did this happen? It doesn't make sense, As I said, this guy's a plastic surgeon. He could have gone to another state and, got a job making good money.
Yeah, he could have just, not murdered somebody.
He could have just not murdered someone, right? And so, and then the other thing too is, how does this guy think he's not going to get caught? I mean,
Right.
I always wondered.
And he did it in a office where
the
there's
middle of the
a
day.
secretary.
Right, I mean, I just don't get it, because,
That's weird.
I always wondered, and this is a very kind of dark thing to think, it's would a surgeon or say a doctor make a good, serial killer? You ever watch Dexter?
I've heard about it, but I haven't watched
So
it.
Dexter
no.
was
It was on HBO, right?
Showtime, but yes, it was a show about a blood splatter analyst who was a serial killer. Now, in the show, he would only kill bad people to make it, more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I always wondered to a certain degree, would like a doctor or surgeon be a good serial killer? I mean, they do know a lot. They're very especially surgeons are extremely methodical. I mean, everything I do is planned out steps in advance because that's just how I think as a surgeon.
Yeah.
And so would that make, you know, someone good at getting away with murder? I mean, it's a very interesting question. This guy, obviously not. I mean, he did it in broad daylight.
And he left a pool
He
of
left
blood.
a pool
in
of blood.
Public
Like,
bathroom.
I mean, they're obviously going to track back to him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if someone gets killed, it's like, okay, who benefits from this person getting killed? His name's going to be on the top 5. I mean, I don't understand any of it.
Sketch.
It's
Probably just a moment.